I could have swore I just saw the butt of a deer.
Hey, stop! Hey! Steady, my boy, steady.
The reason why I'm in love, with the species.
I was gonna sting a little.
Quickly, let's go back. Quickly, go. Come on, let's go. Get on. I am.
The clip opens with wildlife videographer Steerin stating that she found a venom-spitting cobra concealed in her yard, creating an immediate sense of danger from the outset.
I have to be very careful because they can spit. That's why I'm wearing my safety glasses. This might take a while.
As the recording continues, she slowly clears nearby obstacles to safely approach the reptile, aware it can precisely spray venom toward the eyes. The cobra repeatedly releases venom while she advances, requiring her to remain alert and constantly reposition herself.
Next, there we go. Oh, more venom. More venom! Yes! He's spitting all over me.
After several stressful minutes, she eventually succeeds in restraining the snake. However, while briefly presenting it to the camera, the cobra suddenly lunges, nearly turning the moment deadly. She responds just in time, barely escaping the strike and concluding the encounter without injury.
Okay, the reason why I'm in love, with the species.
The situation highlights how accurate and aggressive spitting cobras are, even when managed by skilled handlers, leaving viewers questioning whether any amount of preparation can ever fully remove the danger alone. On a still afternoon in Nebraska, several hunters headed out for what should have been a normal deer outing that suddenly grew uneasy. After spending hours in the woods, they paused when they noticed something that looked like a deer resting far away.
Well, we're walking through these oaks, and I could have swore I just saw the butt of a deer. It just moved. You see this?
Looking closer, they discovered it was instead a full-grown mountain lion stretched between the trees.
Lion. It is. It's a mountain lion. It's a big one, too. Yeah, that's no small cat. Ready? Yeah, what are we gonna do?
The men held their position and yelled to drive it back. And after a short stare, the cat slowly moved off.
Hey, cat. Hey.
He's just standing there looking at us. There's one.
The meeting ended without harm, leaving them rattled and reminding viewers how easily predators can disappear into quiet. This footage captures a man in a tense confrontation with a hostile brown bear perched high in a tree, instantly setting up a dangerous standoff.
That's the stay the away from me noise.
The strain is obvious as he speaks carefully, knowing the animal's warning noises signal a real threat. When the bear starts moving downward, the danger increases, pushing the man to ready his rifle in case the animal rushes him.
There you go. I was gonna sting a little.
Even with space between them, he knows how fast a bear can close in and refuses to take the risk lightly. He loads rubber rounds as a final precaution, and moments later, the bear abruptly turns and runs away.
Keep going.
The encounter ends without anyone getting hurt. Would you have kept your composure in that situation? Or would you have fled when the bear began climbing down? This video shows how easily people misjudge the danger posed by elephants. Posted in May 2014, it follows tourists walking through the Zimbabwean jungle when their guide notices a wild elephant ahead and carefully moves closer. What starts as a tense face-off quickly intensifies when the enormous animal steps forward in an aggressive display.
Hello, my boy. Steady. One, step. Hey. Stop. Steady, my boy, steady. Steady, my boy, steady.
The tourists scramble into a ditch, but the elephant suddenly makes another bluff charge, forcing everyone to freeze in fear.
Hey, stop! Hey! Steady, my boy, steady. Take it easy. Steady. No. Hey, no. Come on, that's enough.
After several nerve-wracking seconds, the elephant finally withdraws as the guide steadies the situation, ending a moment that could have become deadly. The footage begins with a man in Russia running through the forest, appearing to pursue something ahead of the camera. As he gains ground, a shocking image comes into view. A bear moving between the trees. Although powerful, bears often act cautiously around people, and the animal keeps pulling away as the man follows. The tension rises when another bear suddenly shows up, creating the risk of a serious encounter. Understanding the danger, he slows down and allows both animals to vanish into the woods. Their behavior suggests they were startled rather than hostile, but the moment could have turned dangerous. Would you have continued after them, or stopped once you realized there was more than one bear? On a bright day in South Africa, a normal safari suddenly becomes dangerous when a dominant male lion moves toward a group of men watching from afar.
Quickly, let's go back. Quickly. Go. Go.
As they pull back, the lion keeps coming, forcing them to run while firing warning shots for protection. After several tense moments, the lion finally turns away, allowing the group to continue filming from a safer distance. The incident seems motivated by territorial behavior rather than a hunt. Would you have held your position or fled the instant the lion began closing in? This clip captures a man in a life-or-death moment after choosing the wrong tree to escape a bear. As he climbs upward, the animal keeps reaching for him, trying to drag him back down. He barely manages to gain more height and stay alive. One small mistake could have ended everything. Would you have continued climbing or locked up in fear? This footage shows a sudden and startling moment as a young bear, apparently running from another bear, races toward a tree where hunters are filming. Within seconds, the animal climbs up and ends up right beside them, forcing everyone to remain completely still to avoid alarming it. The bear seems focused on getting away rather than the people, and starts climbing back down, passing dangerously close to the man's head. Its behavior points to panic and a survival response, not aggression. Would you have stayed perfectly still, or moved as soon as it came that close? This footage shows a man being quietly tracked by a bear as it locks onto him and moves forward without slowing. Realizing the threat, he lifts his bow, bracing for what might happen next. Rather than turning away, the bear suddenly rushes closer, giving him almost no time to respond and forcing an instant decision. The situation ends just in time, highlighting how fast hesitation can become deadly around predators. Was raising the bow the right choice, or should he have reacted sooner? This footage opens with heavy tension as a bear closes in on a man from close range, making it clear his life is at risk. He attempts to drive the animal away with loud sounds, but the effort fails, and the bear charges, knocking him down as he yells. Somehow he manages to survive, recover his camera, and escape to safety. The moment reveals how unpredictable bears can become when fear tactics don't work, leaving viewers questioning whether anything could have prevented the attack once it started. This video captures a group of people frozen in silence as an inquisitive black bear creeps closer to their tent, its jaws only inches away. The animal moves around slowly, tracking a scent and even looking inside, while those inside stay perfectly still, their fear only heard through unsteady breathing. Any noise could have made things worse, so they remain quiet until the bear finally wanders off. The moment leaves a chilling question. Would you have stayed completely silent or tried to scare it away? For many people, cage diving is a dream experience, but for these divers, it quickly becomes terrifying. Released in February 2014, the clip opens with a peaceful underwater view from inside a shark cage. Moments later, a great white suddenly emerges and crashes into the metal frame without warning. The shark makes several forceful attempts to push through and reach those inside, but the structure holds. By the end, the footage shows the divers celebrating back on the surface after making it out safely. Watching it happen leaves one chilling thought. What if the cage had failed? In northern Botswana, a safari outing turns frightening when a tourist films a leopard slowly moving toward their parked truck. As the animal draws nearer, it reaches the man's door, leaving him frozen as he realizes how exposed he is.
Ow. That kind of hurt.
Without warning, the leopard lunges, scraping his leg before pulling back. Despite the injury, he remains calm and avoids sudden movements that could trigger a full attack.
Watch my shoe.
So,
He's got my shoe.
Moments later, the guide starts the vehicle, driving the leopard away. The incident shows how self-control can stop a situation from worsening and raises a chilling question. If the engine had not started in time, how different might the outcome have been? In another encounter, hunters badly misjudge the danger of wildlife when they head into the woods for hog hunting armed only with single-shot rifles. What they expect to handle easily quickly turns chaotic as the wild boars dodge the shots and start charging back at them. Within seconds, several boars rush the hunters, forcing them to fire in panic with little effect. Wild hogs are fast, aggressive, and highly adaptable, especially when threatened, which may explain how quickly the situation spirals. But was this simply poor preparation, or a reminder that overconfidence in the wild can turn a hunt into a fight for survival? A man riding a bicycle along a quiet road chooses to move closer to a large brown bear that is keeping to itself. As he slowly comes up from behind, the animal suddenly notices him and reacts on instinct, rushing forward in a bluff charge. Panic sets in as the rider realizes how badly he misread the situation, briefly thinking it could be his final ride.
No, no, no!
Holy sh! Just got bluff charged by that bear. I guess it was a bit close.
Fortunately, the bear stops short and does not continue. Bluff charges are meant as warnings rather than attacks, but getting that close leaves no room for error. If the bear had decided to go further, would this careless choice have ended very differently? In Western Canada, a dog owner watches from inside his house as a mountain lion moves through his driveway and is confronted by two dogs. At first, the cougar seems to be sizing up the area, while a husky tries to chase it off. Unfazed, the predator keeps circling until a German shepherd joins in, forcing the animal to keep shifting as it searches for a way out. Mountain lions often test threats before acting, especially when they feel cornered or outnumbered. The footage ends before the outcome is clear, but did the dogs drive it away, or did the situation escalate once the camera stopped recording? A wounded grizzly steps onto a busy roadway as a ranger tries to halt traffic and calm the distressed animal. Without warning, the bear suddenly rushes toward him despite being injured.
Shut up. I am. Oh, God.
It stops at the last second, and the ranger fires a blank round to drive it away. Hurt bears are extremely unpredictable, so what might have happened if that charge had not ended when it did? A woman faces a frightening moment when a bear appears on the trail as her dog moves dangerously close to it. Holding bear spray, she steps forward to judge the threat, but chaos breaks out as her dog darts around trying to get away. In the confusion, she struggles to aim the spray before the situation worsens. Dogs can easily trigger a bear's chase response, turning seconds into a life-or-death moment. If her timing had been even slightly off, would this close call have ended very differently? A man steps out to grab something from his car, unaware he is about to have his first encounter with a bear. While leaning into the vehicle, a curious young cub suddenly appears and bites his ankle. Clearly causing pain while showing no fear. He tries to scare it away, but the cub moves even closer, forcing him to retreat back into his car as the clip suddenly ends. Young bears can be unpredictable, especially when curiosity replaces fear. But where there is a cub, a mother is often close. So what might have happened moments after the camera stopped? A hunter records a black bear acting unusually aggressive, pacing and circling instead of backing away as most black bears do. When the animal climbs a small rise and starts walking straight toward him, the tension rises.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Hey, hey, I'm gonna shoot you.
Moments later, the reason becomes clear. The bear is guarding nearby cubs. Mother bears will set aside fear and confront much larger threats to protect their young.
Hey! Knock it off!
Thankfully, the situation settles down and the bears eventually move on. But if the cubs had been closer, or the hunter had held his ground longer, would this protective instinct have led to a far more dangerous outcome? A bear is filmed sitting and scratching itself after tearing through what appears to be a pile of trash, while hunters watch from inside their vehicles, assuming they are safe. That sense of safety is misleading, since a bear that large could easily damage a car if it wanted to. If for several minutes, the animal seems uninterested, focused only on sniffing and grooming, then it suddenly notices the people filming and makes an unexpected bluff charge toward them. The group laughs in relief afterward, realizing how close the moment came. Bears often bluff to warn rather than attack, but if that warning had been ignored, would the outcome have stayed harmless? Tourists move toward a massive bison grazing in Yellowstone National Park, believing the encounter is safe.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
The animal soon grows uneasy, and efforts to back away only seem to raise the tension. Bison often react defensively when people come too close. Thankfully, it stops and moves off, but if it had charged, would anyone have had time to get away? Tourists record themselves touching a male lion during the day, believing its calm behavior means it is safe. Without warning, the lion suddenly lunges, forcing someone to slam the window shut as the group freezes in fear. Lions may tolerate people for short moments, but that tolerance can vanish in seconds. If the window had not closed in time, how different could this moment have been? Uploaded in September 2021, a man in Florida is filmed facing an alligator using only a trash bin. The animal at first backs away as he pushes the bin toward it, eventually steering it back to the lake and letting it go. Alligators can strike with little warning, making moments like this extremely dangerous. Was this calm control or a reckless move that nearly turned into a disaster? Tourists scream in fear as a man is seen trapped inside a lion enclosure, desperately trying to keep the animals away. As the lions move closer, he throws rocks to hold them back, turning the scene into a terrifying standoff watched by stunned onlookers. Lions often react aggressively when they sense a threat or a territorial intrusion, which makes the situation even more dangerous. Moments later, people above lower a rope, allowing the man to climb out and escape. But if help had not arrived in time, would this reckless mistake have ended in tragedy? Visitors film a tiger from their vehicle when it suddenly charges without warning. They speed up to create distance, but the animal continues trailing them before surging again.
He's not used to it. He's not used to it with the vehicle.
Oh my god, he's oh my god, he's gonna jump on us.
बस धीरे धीरे बढ़ाता रहो, धीरे धीरे बस रोक लो.
Tigers are capable hunters, making encounters like this extremely dangerous. If their vehicle hadn't been fast enough, How differently could this have ended? That's it for tonight. Which moment creeped you out the most? Drop it in the comments. Have your own story? Share it with us, and stay tuned. The next one is even darker.